Consumers are literally running out of money. They're pissed off.
On consumer sentiment, what do we have, Madison?
That is a record low.
The issue is that the world may now be moving from a price shock into a supply shock.
And cue the fire, they are lying to you. I have documented proof. And once you see it, you cannot see it. And it's a crazy one. Again, you've never seen it before. I was blown away, but I know what you're thinking. What isn't a lie in the world we live in? Remember back in the day, it's like, as a kid, I want to grow up and become a president. It's like, it's probably not a good idea. Well, then I want to become an astronaut and walk on the moon. Oh, that's questionable. I want to become a doctor. It's like, what can and who can we trust anymore, especially when our kids? Mom, Dad, I think I want to become a day trader. There you go. Well, that, son, is something I can sink my teeth into. Here's something that just blows me away. Can someone be honest? Someone in the administration. Anyone? Consumer sentiment, lowest ever since before you were born. Lower than 08. Worse than World War II. Consumers are running out of money. It's gone. And supply outages are coming. I know. The war is on again, off again. There's nothing. There hasn't been anything moving through the Strait of Vermouth. Remember when you go out tonight, your Vermouth Strait. When you know how I keep telling you refineries keep blowing up like all around the world every day. I'm like, hey, they missed a day. They're going to have to make up for that. Oh, this just in, New Orleans. We're not going to be able to see it because they're saying no road trips this year. And since I do know that your time is very valuable, we'll get to I've never seen that before, and then we'll get on to U.S. Treasury. We'll have to borrow $2 trillion this year. We're not talking about the $40 trillion. We're talking they can't survive, and the numbers don't add up, and they're hiding it. You know all the UFO files that are coming out right now from the government? One of my friends sent this to me, and he goes, you know what? I've seen this before. Fortunately, he has a photographic memory, and he's like, I've seen this before, and then he found it, and he found the file, and it was this that he saw. And he's like, the government is just overlaying this video and making it gray and black and saying it's a UFO. And he posted it to Facebook where 3 people are on. But guys, look, it's the same thing. You're being lied to. I mean, how about Trump's top economic advisor?
The consumer is really, really firing on all cylinders, just like the corporate sector you're seeing in the earnings reports. And they're doing that because they have so much more money in their pockets. In fact, I had the head of one of the big 5 banks in my office yesterday going through the credit card data. And just as Secretary Bessent said, credit card spending is through the roof. They're spending more on gasoline, but they're spending more on everything else too.
So the consumer is firing on all cylinders. Stock market at an all-time high. It couldn't be better. Actually, my question to you, where are you taking the private jet this weekend? Going anywhere special? And actually, one of my best friends that I trade with on this channel, that'd be a question that I have for him because he has all that. And he pays less taxes than me, or probably you. And as Donald Trump would say, legally. So hurry up and get there. Oh, and just in case you wanted to know the secret, yes, buy assets, trade equities, and watch these guys try to figure out. So if gasoline costs me $5,000 to fill up my truck, stock market is at an all-time high, and a bag of potatoes is $100. This is good. Yep, it's great. But let's listen into where most people are currently at.
On consumer sentiment, what do we have, Madison?
Bad number. The number is 48.2 for May. That is a record low. It was expected to slip down to 49.5, but 48.2. We also have some news on inflation, 4.5% increase over the year in inflation. You know, when you look at this number, 48.2, this is the 3rd straight decline and the 2nd record low.
So breaking news, consumer sentiment, 0. The rich keep getting richer and don't have to pay taxes. Or, I'm sorry, defer. Sheltered and protected. This is all done. A holding company and an LLC. It's all legal. Also, hit the subscribe button if you want to know how this is all done. From where does money come from, which no one can answer that question. Also, because you have asked, you've said, Bravo, can you just do a video like where you just sit down with us and tell us how everything works? Don't jump around, just get to the point. And so I've listened to you, and I've already filmed my first video. I'll let you know where it's at on Monday. Some of you will love it. Some of you will hate it because you're like, what's wrong? You're not chasing squirrels. And that channel takes me about a week to do one video. And it's more of a deep dive into the monetary system. And I've had to build out a completely different studio. I think you'll like it. Now on to the end of the world and how none of this is sustainable. And they're lying. Tell me, right on the chin, Big Mike. 2 trillion, can't, like 50 trillion, 100 trillion. The math runs out because when you have to pay interest on the debt you owe, and I know politicians are like, we'll just print a $50 trillion coin. I have to say, either these guys are brilliant or they are complete idiots. I'm just glad that I just trade. I mean, like, nothing I say makes any sense. What does make sense? Trading, it's like, this makes sense. But it doesn't make sense to the average human, right? Because it's like, wait, shouldn't it be a red day? No, it's all-time highs. It's at a time that Iran is dumping all of their oil into the ocean. I mean, if this doesn't, and I don't see any outrage. PETA, someone, they're destroying the entire ocean. Anyone? Nothing. No, it's just, it's what they have to do. Like everything, we just take it on the chin. You know, you've been lied to your whole life. Social Security, it's just what we have to do. Americans, 55 to 64, you're heading back to the workforce because you can't afford a bag of potatoes. And yes, on that new channel, that's my first video. Inflation. Explain all of it, who makes money, why they do it. Now, I know a lot of you are like, when does this all pop? And I say, I don't know. This AI bubble, which would bring down the stock market 50% tomorrow, this week. And I do want you to know I have a lot of money in more than one AI company. When this ship goes down, I got to go down with it. I mean, I will trade my way out of certain parts of it, but let's listen in.
It could go for a couple more months, or it could end this week. The stock market's gotten narrower and narrower. It's really not up that much from where it was last October and even January of this year. What's been going up are the AI stocks. Your digital prison system is the only thing that's working, especially semiconductors. When this blows up, and it will, it's going to retrace. The whole stock market will retrace traditionally 50%. It could either happen fast or over 2 years, something like that. A long, prolonged bear market.
We've all made a lot of money going up. I mean, even since if you subscribe to this channel April 1st, I'm like, I know some people really close to me, like maybe in me. Wait, that was college. That $1 million capitalized on it. And I told you last week, that's it. For the big money, I'm done. Every day I will trade this. Are you ready? Are you ready for the red light dance? I could show you Wyckoff, and I could show you theories, and I could show you moves, right? You know those moves. Little Elliott wave theories up. You know what this is? Well, almost. Some people call this a megaphone pattern. All it is, it's support and resistance. But wait, we have gotten out of resistance. This is very bullish. Unless, okay, this is the big unless part, which again, I'm out now. I'll buy a pullback. If it bounces on this and goes higher, that's it. You need to come back and really have a good confirmation there on the S&P 500. Then we go higher. If you break through that, okay, yes, I will be making money on the way down. Not as much as I will be on the bounce, though. And then you come up and retest, guys, the game is over. Warren Buffett, from all the way back to that last euphoric crash, was right. And Warren Buffett will probably be right about this one. But we're just going to have to wait and see. Jeffrey Gunlock says we're in trouble. I would probably listen to him. From Business Insider, I'm giving you the heavy hitters. Maybe not just from Jay Bravo. Maybe some big bond kings. Jeff Gunlock says no rates are coming, which we know that because you follow the bond market. And load up on cash, gold, and real assets, which I'm actually going to talk about in my coming video. And if you're like, why don't you do it here? I can't. The algorithms won't allow it. The amount of time and money that is spent to save this channel because of the algorithms would turn your head 180. Also, please forgive me with the titles and thumbnails. I don't have a choice. YouTube gives me 6 hours, and I literally have to come in with flamethrowers. If I didn't, my channel would be gone. Poof, 1,000 views, maybe. I would no longer film, travel the world, try to spend all my money, and be completely miserable because I love coming here and hanging out with you guys. So anyways, the Strait of Hormuz, or the Strait, a Hormuz Strait. Zero. There is nothing. There is, see that zero right there? This is going to cause some problems. But everyone's like, yeah, what's a little energy here and there? Not here. You have from February. Well, it's not that bad right now. Well, that's not what you're saying. We pump our own gas. Imagine what the rest of the world is feeling. Hong Kong is paying like $16. Yeah, imagine that. Not to fill up your car, a gallon. Whatever, a liter, it's a gallon. And the Chevron CEO is warning. He's warning everyone. Guys, it's coming.
Starting to see risks of supply outages in some of these economies. In Europe, you're seeing flights canceled and schedules reoptimized because jet fuel is getting very, very tight in Europe. We've seen a number of economies in Asia that have instituted policies to reduce demand because they're concerned about running out of supply. Countries like Australia that have shut down most of their refining capacity and are heavily dependent upon imports are taking measures to address that. So I think the U.S. is going to see the price pressures. It's a global market. These prices are set in global commodity markets, but the risk of supply outages in other parts of the world is much higher than it is here in the U.S.
All right, so now the question is, Bravo, how do we profit from ground sirloin? This is a pound, $13. Now, some of you guys are like, well, I shop at Safeway and it's $20. Like, I don't know, 62. This is insanity. The only person who has been able to solve this is Mandami in New York City. That's it. He's like, you know what? We'll just it's all free. I mean, the rich are gonna have to pay for it, but other than that, it's all free. I wish you could just be like a company. I'll just file Chapter 11, which is up 42%. Okay, so this is what you're gonna do to fix it. This is the market closed right now. You see, it's boring. Probably don't want to trade it when you're that far away from the 200. The market opens on Monday, unless it's a holiday, Mother's Day. I should get a whole month off. You put in a trade right there. Although, but I don't have any money. I don't borrow it. Prop firm. I actually talked about that in my channel. Whatever you need to do to be able to click the buy button right. That was so good. Today's video, I talk about don't buy this bar. I'll buy it. I've been doing this long enough. Definitely enter there. And then look, hey, do you see this? It's a consolidation, just like that. And you go long right there. But you see that consolidation, right? Let's see if it happens again. This is what I do every day because it all just repeats. Oh, hey, look, another consolidation. You're going to put your buy order in, Larry. That would be right there. Until what? Another consolidation. And what's going to happen after that? Oh, it's going to go up even further after the consolidation. But at that point, kids, friends, you are so far away from the 200, and it always comes back to the 200. You were to have begged, borrowed, and pleaded for one share, one contract, and you sold there, which is 263 times 20. You walk away with $5,260. But how do I know when to get out? You can turn on one. It's going to be so purple, overextended, 9, get out. You just know you're too far away. You even have Shamu coming on. Get out. That's like if you step by step, brand new course, the price of a textbook. When you see a pattern like that on silver, you're like, okay. My student that I'm working with right now, just in a few days, $5,225. Does that solve a problem? No? You need more, don't you? Well, I can't help you with that because you have the fingers. You just click the button more. With that, I love you. I will see you tomorrow.